On this James the Bike Guy, we're taking a look at the 2020 Specialized Sirrus 2.0. This is a brand new model from Specialized, and it's a continuation of their Specialized Sirrus lineup. So before we get into some of the features and design of this bike, as well as find out what it weighs, be sure you hit that subscribe button. That way you can see more videos like this into the future. This bike is going to run a A1 aluminum frames. You've got nice aluminum shaping to this bike. It does have pretty decent welds on it. The A1 frame also allows for internal cable routing, which looks great, and it only comes out down towards the bottom as your rear derailleur comes out. But it makes for a nice clean aesthetic on this bike, which brings me into the next piece, is the position. So this fitness geometry of this bike is actually going to be nice and upright in the front end, so you've got good comfortable position. It's also going to be set up where the frame can actually take some real strong effort. So if you were wanting to take this out and be able to get a real fitness ride on it, you absolutely could. And then they're going to add some additional comfort here in the back end with this drop stay. So what I mean by drop stay is your top tube comes over and it doesn't directly meet with the seat stay. And by having that drop, it allows a little extra flex in the rear end of the bike to help make it more comfortable. Now on the 2.0, which is one up from the very bottom, it's going to run a standard headset, but some of the nicer models of this bike will actually run a future shock in the front end. I'll have a link in the description to a video of a Specialized Diverge that does use a future shock in the front if you want to see what that looks like. Now this bike is also going to come down and use this nearly bladed but heavily ovalized steel fork, and the fork is going to run a flat mount disc brake setup, as well as have an area for fenders or a pizza rack to be able to mount onto the front. So you've got some racking and fender options. In the rear, you're also going to have the ability to run fenders. You're going to have standard rack setups, and then of course a flat mount disc brake in the rear as well. Now for drivetrain, this is where this bike gets even nicer for 2020. So this is going to run a 2x8 drivetrain, and it's going to have a 46/30 tooth Shimano Tourney front crank. So this is a 3-piece crank. It is a threaded bottom bracket. It's going to have shifting done through this Tourney front derailleur. And then as you go through the back, through this KMC chain, you're going to get a Shimano 1132 Altus 8-speed cassette, which is matched up with a Serra rear derailleur, so an 8-speed rear derailleur. For wheel sets, this is running Specialized own Axis wheels. These are double-walled wheels, and what's really neat is they've got a 22mm depth, but a 21mm internal width. And that internal width is what's going to allow this to be able to support a nice large tire, which in this case is what they call their Road Sport Reflect tire, which has a reflective stripe that goes around it. It's 700 by 32C width. As we step back from the bike, we can start to look at the cockpit, in which case this is running the Specialized Bridge saddle, either a 143 or a 155, depending on bike size. It's got a 27.2 aluminum seat post. And then as we go to the front, you're going to have this alloy Specialized stem, which is going to have a 7-degree rise. It's going to be 31.8 to this aluminum Specialized handlebar, and the handlebar is pretty nice because it is a double butted alloy, which should help keep it a little lighter but also a little more comfortable as you use it. And it's going to have a 9-degree back sweep. Now a couple of things that are pretty neat to mention is stuff like your badging that's on this bike. All this kind of stuff is all reflective, and so that's going to allow this bike to both have a pretty cool look during the day, the way we have it here, but it's also going to keep this bike super reflective and super visible during the night. So if you choose this to be a great bike for your commuter, it works well to help keep you seen. So now that we've taken a look at this bike, let's go ahead and find out what it weighs. The actual weight of the Specialized Sirrus 2.0 is 27.12 pounds. Thanks for watching this video on the Specialized Sirrus 2.0. Go ahead and let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Be sure to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And while you're at it, leave a thumbs up It really lets me know you enjoyed this video.